welcome back to a brand new bit of road. This road wasn't finished the last time we came along here. I'm going out to a place called Yekla. I've been before, but this road wasn't finished, like I said, so it's a nice little. What is with it? What is it with the scribble? If it said something like stop the war or feed more children or something that you could understand, I could get it, but I just do not understand why people scribble stuff that means nothing to anybody else but them. Makes sense with me. Anyway, apart from that, apart from my grandma moment, brand new bit of road, all clean and sparkly. Anyway, anybody that hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. We are at 8,700 now, getting on our way to 9,000. That's just mind-blowing. As I say every time, it just but it's nice to know that you're all there. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and if you have newly subscribed, well, welcome. I do go on a bit, but I'm very sorry for that. This channel is about driving a lorry, loading, and everything in between that I do on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoy it. Try and give you some tips and some insight into what we do and how everything gets to you and how important road transport is. I know some of you see it as a nuisance, you know, why are all these lorries, stroke trucks, depending on what you want to call them, are in your way when you're trying to get to work in the morning. But when you get there, we're the ones that have brought everything that you can see around you at some point has travelled on a lorry, stroke truck. Like I say, depend what you want to call them. So I hope it's just to give you a bit of insight into the daily life, a few tips as well along the way. Now we are going to this industrial estate on the right. I have been on the estate before. I've not been to the company we're going to before, and I do know there is some severe ramps up onto this place. Can you see on the right hand side the ramps going in here? There may be a better way of getting in here, which I'm going to look at when I'm parked on the bay, but I think this is the one. We're going to go up this one, but you see how sharp that is. Now if I come out of there, it's quite likely that my the back of my trailer is going to catch coming down that ramp. So I'm going to have a look and see if there's a better way of coming out this industrial estate when I come out. So I think we need to go straight on. I say I've got an idea where it is, but oh look, this is very handy. No white lines, so nobody knows who's giving way to who. So we'll just slow down and take it steady just in case. I think they've just resurfaced and not managed to put the white lines on. So just, you know, if you come across that, just be aware. At least you can cross the road safely because there's a zebra crossing. I think it's this next one. I'm just going to slow down and take a look up the road before I turn. If I'm right, it's up here. Yeah, I think so. I think this is the building. I'll go up here and go in and see what they have to say. So the lady here said it's the right company, right depot sort of thing, but she said you need to go round, we need to go up here and turn left at the end, and the bay's around the back on the left hand side. So we'll go up and see what we can see, because there's some... Oh, what's he doing? But we'll go up and we need to turn left, but we'll just let him sort himself out first. And this is something that would never happen in the UK, is that you're back on a bay, but you're still stuck out onto the road. So that driver's back on that bay and he's still taking up half the road. So it just, that would just never happen in the UK. You would always be off the road would always be clear. This is where I think we're going. She said turn left and the bays are on the left. So that looks right to me. I'll go in here and see what they say. At least there's nobody else on the bay, so I can give it a big swing to get round. Must be the office opposite, so we'll go in and see what they say too. I'm sure they're organised. So on a bay, and it's all handball, so it goes onto the conveyor belt and they put it all up to the front. I've slowed that down. You see how sharp that ramp is coming out, and I think that would have caught back of my trailer coming out of there. So I managed to find a better way, which was up to the roundabout, and it was a lot flatter coming out, bit of an awkward angle but a lot flatter. So I've got all my paperwork and everything there, but I couldn't record in there. I could only show you the start and the finish. We're not allowed into the warehouse there. So now we're going back out towards Alicante and picking up out there. Welcome back. I think the place that I want is the big building that's on my left, so I'm going to go down to the roundabout, do a U-E, and have a look. Well, I'll stop on the road and see, go in and ask them. It looks like the right place, but it's a huge place, so I don't know if it's the right gate to go into, or if there's only just one gate, or whatever. I'll go round and I'll see what they say. Admit this looks like a huge place, so there might be another entrance, but if I stop, there's a security hut I noticed, so I'll see what they say when I get in there. A very helpful guy in there. He said I'm in the right place, and he was training somebody. There was a girl there training security, so he was explaining to her, so I could pick up on what he was saying to her, and we were all learning. Normally you go in with a barcode. He said you just swipe the barcode on the gate, but because we're right-hand drive, he's going to do it for me. If you look at that post there, it said that you swipe it on there and it normally opens, but because we're right-hand drive, he's going to open it. Now with my schoolgirl Spanish, what I reckon he said is that we need to come out of that hole there. So he said you need to go underground. So we need to go all the way round and go underground. So we'll just follow what he says. Now this is a huge place, because what he said to me is you want bay 736. That's a lot of bays. That is a lot of bays. So yeah, it is a huge place. But I'll keep going round and see what happens. Do we think these are queuing to go in where I'm going? Don't know. We'll keep going. I'm sure somebody will shout at me if I'm going the wrong, if I'm overtaking them or something. We'll go down here. There we go, going underground. This is interesting. Very interesting. See what happens when we get down here. Don't know what those people would park there for. Unless they just wait for their load to be ready, I don't know. Yep, there's more bays down here. Doesn't look that busy. Their loads mustn't be ready. There's not a lot of vehicles down here, but it's going to be interesting because it'll be a blindside reverse for me. So everything, I just need to look which bay we need. Must be up here somewhere. Always typical, the last one, the last ones. But at least with it not being busy, we should be able to find where we're going. Should have a lot of room to get on, hopefully. Yeah, there we are. We want to go this on the left here. Yeah, so let's give ourselves a lot of room, eh? I've turned the camera around. You won't be able to see much because I can't see much. But the object of the exercise is to get on the bay without hitting anything. Not get on the bay in a mad rush. Not get in the bay with just one shunt. The object of the exercise is to get on the bay without hitting anything. If it takes you 20 minutes and 300 shunts, it really doesn't matter as long as you don't hit anything and you get on the bay. Now I know that there is a concrete post behind me, but there's an empty bay on the other side, so I would rather give it tight and keep it towards the empty bay, and then when I get straight and I can see the post, then I can manoeuvre myself backwards and forwards to get onto my right bay, rather than to think, oh, I've got to get it tight and get it on the bay straight away, but then end up hitting the concrete post. I mean, yes, it would help if that yellow skip wasn't there, but if I get out and have a look and just make sure that we've got loads of room. I see things on social media, Facebook, taking the mick out of people trying to get on a bay that are struggling. Now, I don't understand why people do that, because while you're sitting there taking the mick out of somebody, you could have got off your bottom and helped them to reverse on. All this would need here is somebody to be watching that post for me, but there's nobody there. I'm not saying that somebody should have come down and do it. What I'm saying is, if there was somebody there, or if I was there watching somebody trying to blindside it in, it didn't matter where they're from, I'd have still got out and helped them. And I think that's probably the 4th time I've got out and had a look. But, like I said, the object of the exercise is to get on the bay without hitting anything. And I haven't got anybody to watch that concrete post, which would make an awful mess of my fridge. This post would probably be fine, but I'd still rather get in and out and make sure I'm not hitting it, because there's nobody there to give me a hand. And if you are the person that's trying to do this, don't get yourself wound up. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. Just you do your thing. You do your thing and keep an eye on what you're doing. What everybody else is thinking really doesn't matter. Do not get yourself in a tizzy. Tizzy. I just realised I just said that. That's a real grandma word, isn't it? But, you know, just don't get yourself wound up. Now I'm a bit straighter, I can sort of see and jiggle about, get onto the lines and see where I am. I mean, yeah, like I said, it'd be helpful if that a yellow skip wasn't in front, but, you know, I mean, there is a line the other side, and I can see it in my mirrors now. So I can just try and line myself up with that line. But, you know, if somebody had been here, it would have been easy peasy, and they could have just made sure I wasn't going to hit the post, and so if you see somebody struggling, don't think you're better than them, don't take the mick out of them. One day it will be you. For whatever reason, it will be you. So get out and give them a hand. Stop means the same thing in every language. So as long as you stop emitting anything, that's all that's needed. Now we're almost on, so I want to get out and take my bars out just in case they go missing. Oh, I think we're in the skip man's way. Get it out of his way. That is something that happens quite often in these big places, especially if you're not allowed into the back of the trailer while they're loading, is that you can't keep an eye that they've put the bars back in. So if you take them out before you get on, it's just, you know, they're back on again afterwards. I must admit, when I was driving that Volvo, that had really good mirrors because you could move them and it followed your trailer all the way around. I understand from a previous thing I did about the new mirrors on the little screen things, the camera mirrors, you can do that with them as well. Obviously this is an older motor, it doesn't have them, but say the Volvo, you used to be able to turn the mirrors all the way round and it would follow the trailer round. So there we go. We have to put a chock on the wheel here as well, so I'll go out and see how we're doing with that. There you go, not too bad. Once I could see the line, not perfect, but not too bad. What's the other side look like? All right. Yeah, nearly there. It wasn't perfect, like I say, but we're just about right. Now that's blooming typical, isn't it? The bloke's going to move the yellow skip now. Now we've got on the bay. That one must be the empty one. I think it's something for cardboard, recycling, that sort of thing. And the one that's to my left, oh no, the one to my left is the empty one. So that one must be full. They must have swapped it over at some time. So he's got to pull that one out of the way and put an empty one there. So I'll just record it, just as a matter of interest, anybody that's never seen how it works before. I used to know somebody that did this actually, but they had an Arctic, they used to do it for the council and that sort of thing, but he thought it was a wonderful job. Not my sort of thing, I must admit, but I just find it interesting how different, I mean, this is all what I would call lorry driving, truck driving, but I mean there are so many different facets to the job, whether it's what I do or whether it's what like this person does. You know, it's all part of moving stuff. Even if it's your recycling, it all has to go on the back of a lorry at some point. So those skips have got little wheels, look, on the back. Where he tips it up, they're balanced on two little wheels. So obviously that's how they can move it around. How it, like with the hook, it pulls it up. And then with the other one, he was moving it around on those little wheels. So that must be like a spare one for when the recycling machine is full. They've got a spare one to put on, and then they come and take with another spare one and take the full one away. But they just happened to put it in the front of our bay this time. And now you can see the hook. I don't know if you can see it, and just about see it, but anyway, the hook that lifts it up and down at the front. He did come over and ask me what I was recording it for, and I explained in my non-conversational Spanish, and he said, "Oh no, that's okay." So that's fine. I don't want him to think that I'm spying on him. So there's the hook, look, and I just hook this one up and then pull it up onto the bed of the lorry. Quite clever. So even people that hate lorries and hate diesel engines, we move your recycling too. So I'm nearly done, and he was going to stop there, so I've just asked him to move so we can make a move, but he's got to go in for his paperwork. So that's us fully loaded. Paperwork is coming. I've got some paperwork from here, but all the customs paperwork, that'll all be emailed to me. And I mean, it gets sent by internet to everything. It's not a hassle. Everybody does their bit, and it all gets done remotely now. I just need to scan that to get out. That post on the left is where I need to scan, and then when I get up here, hopefully the gate will be open, or at least opening. But say all the customs paperwork gets done remotely, and then they email anything that I need to get through. I have a small printer in here, so if there's anything that needs printing out, well, I tend to print things out anyway, because I find it easier. If somebody asks, if you're going up through different countries, I find it easier to give them a bit of paper that they can walk off with and check on their system than to try and hold your phone up and skip through pictures and all that sort of thing. That's just me being pedantic, I guess. So have I done it right? Is this gate going to open? Or was I supposed to do something else? Not too sure. He's a helpful man, so hopefully he'll come out and tell me if I haven't done the right thing. Oh, there we go. It's opening. I had a bit of a moment there. I thought, was I supposed to do something else before there and here? But obviously not. The gate's opening. So there we go. We can make a move. Generally, if you are a foreigner in whatever country, people will give you a hand. They will, you know, point to a building or call a person over that knows what they're doing, you know, even if they don't. So if you see somebody struggling in the UK, if you see somebody struggling in your country, just go over and ask them if you can help. It's it doesn't take much, even if you have to do them a little drawings of directions because they can't understand you. It's not going to take you 2 minutes, you know, and just that makes everybody's day a little bit easier. Oh, bit of a foggy morning this morning after me leaving sunny Spain. Just heading up through France, and it's definitely a bit murky. Thanks for joining me on this trip. I'd like to thank everybody that's bought me a coffee. I will put a link below. It's definitely a Kevin Costner sort of morning. You just kind of expect him to come riding out of the fog. I know, that's my imagination and my favourite film. But thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch up with you next time.